Hey y'all, it's Jana, and welcome to another installment of Stay Inspired. So we are doing a Q&A today. We said, hey, if you have any questions, send them over. So we're just gonna read like the questions that just came from Snapchat. So Marlene's gonna read them. Holy crap, yes. So I would say that, gosh, I doubted myself for way too long. I actually felt like I couldn't be a photographer because I didn't think I was smart enough. And a huge reason is because I have dyslexia and I can't spell well. And I was just like, wow, it's just too many numbers, and I'm not technical like that. I was never good at math. I can see pretty things, but there's no way I could be a photographer. But then I read a book called The Artist's Way, and Julie Cameron, the author of that book, talks about how one of the biggest reasons people don't follow through with their passion or do what they want to, one of like the top 10 reasons is because they can't spell well, or they don't think they're smart enough. Another one is that they feel like they're too old, or they're like, oh, I'm gonna lose 20 pounds first, or I'm not pretty enough, or I don't come from the right kind of family, or I didn't go to the right college, or whatever the critic is in your mind that is telling you that you can't do the desire that's in your heart, because the desire is not random. So once we know what our desire is, then the thing that's trying to make you not follow through with your desire, those are called critics. I call them critics. And so the best thing for you to do is just push eject super fast. When something in your head says you're too old, you're like too not smart enough, not pretty enough, not good enough, you just don't deserve it, then just push eject and be like, I accept and expect abundance. You know, that's what you do. Is it really that perfect? That's so awesome. So I love that question, because the thing with social media is awesome. Like, I love social media. We get to all be our own PR people, and we get to like share our thoughts, our works, everything with the world. The way that I look at it, when I look at Instagram, I thank you for saying that my Instagram is beautiful, because I do put a lot of time and effort into it. I love it, and it's curated. So I would say that my Instagram is like what I stand for. Do you know what I mean? So I use like positive words of affirmation. I use beautiful imagery, like pictures that I take that I think are so pretty that I put on my Instagram, and it looks beautiful. It looks pretty. But is my life perfect, and is that what my life is? Like, absolutely not. But that's what I stand for. Do you know what I mean? Like, I stand for practicing positivity, and I do it in my life every single day. I stand for like living the very best life that you can. But just like every single one of you, I go through things on a daily. Like, we have broken hearts, we have feelings that are hurt, we get phone calls from our parents that aren't the best thing, or our dad, or our brother, or, you know, I mean, our animals get sick. I mean, there's so many things that happen in our life every day, and that can be such bummers, but there's so much of that bummer stuff coming out on the news and whatever else that I don't feel like I need to add any more of that. It's all about putting out what I believe in, you know. But yeah, definitely, I wish my life was that perfect. Actually, no. What did we say today? Perfect is old news. Perfect is yesterday's news. Today's news is we're doing the best we can. So I think what they're probably talking about is that I have done a few blog posts about my big brother, Jerry, and he is incarcerated, so he's in prison. And I think I read that comment, and didn't that person say that they have a family member in prison? Which I think is so interesting, because, you know, I don't know if it's something that you just don't talk about a lot, or that we should talk about, because it's so painful. It hurts, you know, it hurts. I mean, like, literally right before we turned this video on, my brother called. And my brother is in prison for drug abuse and addiction and all that. And it is the hardest thing that me and my family go through, because we love him so much. We remember him and see him as like the little boy that was my big brother. And the question was, how do you deal with it? And my answer is, I remind him that he is loved, that I love him, that he's a good person, because I do believe that in our souls, that we are born good. We really are. And maybe the world can like disrupt that and change it. So I just try to remind him of that. And I always say one thing to him too. I always say, always tell him, like, I wish that I could just give you a hug, and I wish I could take away all your pain, and I love you so much. Because I just want him to know that. I can't imagine how sad he is there in prison, and how that feels and how lonely that feels. But really important is that you have to remember that you can't like live your life in prison. So I actually had to start seeing a therapist about it because it affects me a lot. Like, I love my brother so much, and I found myself being like, I would be on a hike on Runyon Canyon and be like, oh man, this is beautiful, but I'm really sad that my brother can't do this. So through therapy, I've been learning, like, I can't do that. I can't imprison myself and make myself feel guilty because I didn't make the same choices that he did in life. And all I can do, the only thing I can do is like love and support him the best way that I can. And just don't forget to tell him every single time, you are loved, you're a great person, I love you, like I remember you, and you have a voice. So that's how I deal with it, and that was really long. But I think that's a good conversation, and I think that people should talk about that a little bit more, because you will find yourself imprisoning yourself if someone that you love is like going through all that. It's so crazy. But I feel like this video has been so like heavy and like personal, but that's cool. You know what I mean? It's cool. And I like to be able to be open and like share the good stuff. So thank you so much. And as always, stay inspired. And remember, what was it? I love that we said, perfect is yesterday's news, right? Bye y'all.